In this video, I want to explain you very briefly how do I decide which software as a service to build. Because as you may know, if you are already experienced on the startup niche, on the startup things, you will already know that ideas are the cheapest thing in the world. It doesn't matter the idea. What it matters is if that idea is worth building. There's something that I learned on the Lean Startup Method book, and is that it doesn't matter. If you can build it nowadays, you can build anything you want, but the important thing is if it's worth building that application or that software. If you don't know me yet, my name is Justo. I'm building 12 apps in 1 year. I put a challenge of building 12 apps in 1 year because a couple of years ago I was creating my first application called Decidite, which failed completely because I didn't know how to create a startup and I didn't know how to create an application. I didn't even have a clear roadmap of how to build things. So now I'm constantly testing new things and building new apps. Now I'm building the fourth application of the challenge that is called Kobo, and Kobo helps you get users for your app with predictive analytics. Now, returning to where we were, the first step that I follow to know what to build and what not to build is, first of all, identifying the patterns. And what I mean by identifying the patterns is going to groups, niche groups, like building public if you are building for founders or whatever niche you are targeting, and starting to look deeply on what people comment, on what people post. Because if you pay close attention to that, you will start seeing after 1 month or 2 months that there are a lot of patterns. You will start identifying a lot of problems that repeat themselves. So if that pattern matches what you were thinking, it's very clear that it's a potential application that you can build. It's very clear that a lot of people have that problem. And this led us to step 2. Step 1 and step 2 are completely connected, because step 2 is knowing if the problem that you are thinking of is a problem that more people have. But if you did step 1 correctly, step 2 is very easy. The easiest thing that you can do is start asking 5, 10 people, 15 people if they have that problem, and if they have the problem, what they think about your solution, if they think that your solution is suitable. Now, step 3 is friction mapping. And what I mean by friction mapping is that the best software as a service ideas are ones whose value appear instantly. You need to pay really close attention to the activation of your application. For example, user growth increased a lot their user base just by paying close attention to the activation of the app. So if it needs tutorials, a complete guide on how the user needs to use your application, or a very long onboarding, it's too boring. And maybe is not a potential idea for an app. A great software as a service takes the user from 0 to the desired result and eliminates all distractions. Now, step 4 is asymmetric advantage. Take a look at your app and see if you can position your app completely different from your competition. You need to build vertical applications. And what I mean by vertical application is you need to select a very specific niche and a very specific problem. If you can do it with your application, then it's a potential idea. But if your idea is too broad, then and the software is too broad, it's very complicated. I mean, it's difficult because there are like thousands and thousands of companies on the market already with a lot of money to invest on marketing, and they have a team selected specifically to do the marketing of the app. And step 5 is what I call the micro validation loop. So you can create a very simple and straightforward landing page, and you start testing if people leave their emails or not. You explain very clearly the problem that you are solving, your value proposition, and an input so people can leave the email. Very simple and straightforward. If people don't leave their email, maybe they are not interested, or you need to fix the value proposition. But what you can do is launch like 2 or 3 or even 4 different landing pages with 4 different ideas, and you see which page collects more emails, and then you choose the idea that collected more emails. As simple as that. Now, I hope this video helped you. It's very simple and straightforward, but these are the steps that I follow when I want to create a startup or I want to create a software as a service. If you're not subscribed yet, you can subscribe and hit the like button, because in that way we can keep reaching new people. It only takes 2 seconds and you help me a lot. On the next couple of days, I will open the waitlist for Kobo. Kobo is an app that helps you get users for your app, as I already explained you. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.